And welcome back to IAEE TV, sponsored by TMS. I'm Bob Fryer with CNTV. We got Kai Hattendorf. He is with UFI. Good to see you too, my friend. And you must be tired. You just flew in from Saudi Arabia. My goodness.
Well, the beautiful thing of a trip like that is you have a lot of time to sleep on the plane. So I'm ready for
So
today.
you're all fine, okay. I don't
I'm
even know
all
what the time change is.
Don't look at me this afternoon, though.
Oh, you're going to crash hard?
Eventually I will.
What brings you to Expo all the way from Saudi Arabia? I know you are a globe trotter, but what brings you to Expo?
You know, it's a show I've attended regularly over the years, and it's great to see that IAEE and UFI got closer together again and have plans for the future. And so we started that earlier this year when Marsha Flanagan started at IAEE. And we shook hands on her coming to the big UFI event in Cologne last month, and on me coming to Expo. And no better place to soak up the sun before I go back to dark Europe for the holidays.
Now let me ask you this, because you and I were talking before we started to do this, and this is sort of your swan song, isn't it? You're leaving UFI?
I'm stepping down from the role of CEO of UFI after 10 years, so I will have to take off that badge in January.
Are we breaking the news right now?
No. We broke that news in September, and we announced my successor in October, and we had the team goodbye and the big goodbye. So,
but 10 years, and you're a young man still, obviously.
Thank you.
You could continue. What was the reason for stepping down?
Oh, you know, if you run an association, if you're honored to lead an association and a global one and an amazing one like UFI, you're a steward of an organization. And I personally firmly believe this should be an episode of your life. You're tasked to bring it from one point of its development to another one. And the final job is to get the organization ready for the change and transition to the next leadership.
That makes sense,
And because the challenges will change, right? And the priorities of an organization keep evolving. So UFI, the leadership, found a great colleague to take over, Chris Keith. And he has an excellent skill set to focus on a little bit more on advocacy, a little bit more on operational delivery after all the transformation we went through in the last 10 years. So he's perfect for that, and he'll take UFI to places that I probably couldn't.
Well, obviously the next question is then what are you going to do next, Kai? Are you going to remain in the events industry? What are you going to do?
I certainly want to stay in the events industry, but first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go home.
Sure, enjoy the holidays.
Now and then I'm literally probably going to stay home for a bit. It's the senior year of our daughter at high school, right? So
in high school?
In high school.
Okay.
And there were so many things that I missed over the last 10 years with our travel scheme.
Sure.
So it's in a way the last chance to be there before she moves out for university.
What is it that Expo, what is the attraction for you, for UFI, at Expo?
You know, it's the floor where you meet the US industry, the US ecosystem. And for me, it's a one-stop shop to reconnect with many colleagues. Some are UFI members, some are IAEE members, some are just nice people. And like you.
Thank you.
And hang around a bit and chat, because the floor is a place where you can catch up with so many people over a day or two, and that's what I always enjoy. Plus you get the energy, you get the spirit where the industry is. And right now I tell you, this must have been a bumper year for everybody. Everybody's super exhausted. Everybody's super chilled and going into the holidays. And then they can't wait to come back for 25.
Anything that over the years, you've been to Expo many, many times, anything over the years that you've taken away that you can think of that specifically has helped when you go back to UFI and you're like, you know what, I was at Expo, I learned this, or I found this, or they're doing it this way, we should maybe emulate that?
It's always about exchanging ideas, right? And we all learn from each other and we all inspire each other. And what I like about Expo is the flow. At UFI we don't have a trade show floor. It's much more conference driven and it's much more C-level leadership. So this attracts, given the nature of the IAEE membership, this attracts a broader cut of the industry. More mid-career, more mid-career people. And I learn a lot from these conversations. What are their pain points? What are these issues? And when we then have all these leadership discussions on the C-level at UFI, I can come and say, you know, actually when you talk to the people on the ground, on the show floor, when you talk to the people who make the magic happen every day, here's what they are talking about. So it's a great reality check, and it just adds so much to the conversation.
Before I let you go, let me ask you, maybe if you're looking into the future, some trends that you're seeing. Sustainability is a catchword, AI is a catchword that people are using a lot, but what are you seeing as maybe a trend that the events industry is going to follow in the next few years?
Two big headlines above everything else. the ongoing impact of digitization.
Yep.
You know, isn't it amazing? Every time over the last 20, 25 years we saw digital innovation, people were saying, oh, that's the end of the trade show floor. It's different with generative AI. Did you notice? Everybody's saying this will make us even more important because people will seek the face-to-face.
Right.
For the first time, we are seeing an opportunity in digital, not a threat.
Yeah.
Totally different mindset and totally changes the equation. So digital is huge. And the other one, indeed, sustainability. It's the weather is changing. And you can discuss whether it's climate or weather, but if you can't run your show because there's a hurricane, you're in trouble. If your people can't come to the show because traffic shuts down because of the weather situation, you're in trouble.
Right.
Climate is impacting what we do. We have to address that as an industry. There's insurance issues, there are operational issues, legal issues, but just as well on a big policy conversation about sustainability and the carbon challenge, we have to show that we as an industry are part of the solution, not part of the problem. Otherwise, we get regulated out of business.
Gotcha. Kai, I certainly hope this is not the last time that we chat, but enjoy your stepping aside, as you will, from UFI, and wish your daughter a happy graduation.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll make sure she gets that message.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob.
And again, for IAEE TV, sponsored by TMS, I'm Bob Fryer with CNTV.